Greetings, Arsmalik here. I stand at the precipice of a inverted, glowing pyramid guarded by one lone black rabbit who brings tide of... What could that smell be? Is it the smell of vanilla? Is this another map from the Vanilla Challenge? It is. This was created by jGazMom, her son, Ghost Vortex, Bongo Taz. I don't know who else helped out, but I have been waiting to play this map for quite a long time. And just here at the spawn area, I want to say a few things. One is, I know that an incredible amount of effort went into this map, because just this area alone is been completely by hand in survival mode, no mods, no tools, modified, and I don't even quite recognize the hills from the vanilla seed. So let's find out what we have here, shall we? Theorizing that one could time travel within his dimension, Dr. Rick Bucket stepped into the dimension jump accelerator and vanished. He woke to find himself seemingly trapped in the past, living lives that were not his own, and driven to change history for the better. His only guides on this journal are Admiral Alan Pike, an observer from his own time who appears in the form of a hologram that only Rick can see and hear, and Izzy, the artificial intelligence helping Admiral Pike and Rick make sense of the timelines. And so, Dr. Bucket finds himself jumping from life to life, striving to put right what might seem wrong, and hoping each time that his next jump will be the jump home. What is Dimension Jump? It's a blatant ripoff of the TV show Quantum Leap, which, by the way, Arsmalik has never seen. I only know the general premise. I like to think of this more of the second thing she says, which is a choose-your-own-adventure book series. Let's get started, shall we? We shall. Dimension Jump. End room. Only enter if done playing. Oh, you have a choice between male or female. Admiral Alan Pike. Rick, is that you? It's me, Alan. What do you mean I look strange? Never mind that. Izzy tells me you're stuck here in a sort of time hub. There are different time tunnels you can take, but we don't know much about them, other than who in general you will be when you get to the end of the tunnel. Hopefully, when you've taken care of these other lives, you can jump back home. Anyway, Izzy and I will do all we can to help you. Which time dimension will you choose first? Okay, so do I want to first choose a male or a female? I noticed I really like this. As I play this map, I'm going to spend a lot of time talking about what visuals I like. For example, the fact that these walls are a different texture, and I love the floor check, actually. Again, just keep in mind, everything you see was mined, gathered, crafted in vanilla. So every one of these redstone blocks was once a piece of redstone oil. Oil? Let's go the female. I can actually see princess versus astronaut. We're going to start it off with a bang here. We're going to choose female. Okay, archaeologist, princess, or pirate? Oh, I am already at another set of choices. I'll tell you what. I'm really intrigued by pirate, but I'm going to go archaeologist. Travel time 2 minutes via minecart. Okay. Again, look at this. Custom textured walls. 2 minutes via minecart. Maybe it means 2 minutes till I get to the minecart? Well, for you, it was just a few blinks of an eyeball. Probably even one. Here is the minecart. We're just going to go ahead and take one. And away we go. Alright, I've been traveling for about 45 seconds. And I just want you to see how long this tunnel is. Take a look at how much obsidian is here and how many torches and clay blocks. This entire thing was done by hand. Every block mined, every block placed by hand to give you this experience of traveling with an obsidian floor. It just blows my mind. Okay. Assistant Carter. Professor, I'm so glad you're here. The excavation team is already working at the site. We are all so excited to be working with you. If you head on up, I'll take care of your baggage. I will do that. Oh, actually, in Peaceful, I'm not going to need any food, am I? Okay. All right. I like the use of multicolored wood. We are in the desert, obviously. Tickets, $20. Can I buy it? How do I buy a ticket, actually? Should I just take one? Admiral Alan Pike. My, Rick, you are a big hotshot archaeologist this time. You are Professor Carrie Tiki, famous for discovering the lost city of Katamari. Now you are in the Shinatori Desert, trying to make discoveries at a newly discovered dig site. Izzy has no more information for me, so good luck. Enjoy the spotlight. Well, actually, I don't need to buy a ticket because I just came from there, right? Okay. I don't need to buy a ticket because I just came from there. My gosh. I'm trying to see if I can tell where this is in the seed. Because I have... Wait, is this... No, I don't think that's my ambush hole, is it? Okay, let's just read the next one. Assistant Carter. Welcome, Professor Tiki. I'm Carter. I'll be your assistant while you're here. Straight ahead on the wooden path is the cave with the ship inside it, like we messaged about. To the left via the cobblestone path is a large excavation area. The initial ground scan showed unnatural objects under the sand and dirt. You would be welcomed by either team working on the sites, or if you prefer, you can oversee the whole endeavor and help piece together the story behind the ship in the cave. Down the gravel path, we build a platform so you can walk through the whole site without disturbing anything. I'm sure no matter which you choose, you'll make important contributions to our work. Oh, and please ignore all those previously excavated ruins to the right. They've been explored long ago. We have no permits to work there at this time. Okay, so I'm going to go to the right. Interesting. Let's just take a peek. Okay, pressure plates. Okay, they're not trapped. Wow. Excavation tools, okay. Here we are. Isn't it in amazing condition? There is a shovel for you here. There's someone waiting for you down the makeshift steps. I'm scheduled to help in another area for a while, so I'll meet you back inside the tent behind me as soon as I'm done. Okay. So this is an old ship that was buried in the desert, and we're excavating it. I love all these pumpkin NPCs. Place sand inside for sifting through later. Okay, I think we're going to be able to dig. Professor Tiki, I'm so happy to meet you. I'm a big fan of your work. I'm sure you have limited time here, so I'll get right to business. This ship seems to have been here for several hundred years at least. We've only just started exploring the interior. Be careful as you dig. We have no idea how stable the wood planks are anymore. Also, I apologize for the grid not being fully set up. The sand is more unstable near the bow and stern. You may now dig sand in and on the ship. Okay. What does this person have to say? This is an amazing find. A map. Oh. There is a temple somewhere. Okay, so I think I'm in the ship. I would like to first, of course, I can never do things straightforwardly. I want to go up on the ship. And let's see. It said you could dig sand in and on. So I want to start up here. Okay, I'm in survival mode, so I could technically dig anywhere, but I don't want to. I only want to dig where I'm explicitly allowed to. I think this over here is past the edge of the ship, maybe? probably off limits, so I'm only going to stay over here. Alright, so this... Oh, that's just going to get me down inside, huh? What's my durability on this shovel? 250. Alright, so I think whatever is buried here is probably not buried super deep. And is there... The question is there more than one... Is there more than one thing? So far, I'm not finding anything. So maybe I just need to get a certain amount of sand. I've got over a stack. Oh, nicely done. Wow, I did not even see that coming. Ooh, the treasure is mine. Ooh, you will die here too. Ooh. Well, hold on, I'm not done getting sand. Okay. Uh-oh. Rick, Izzy says that Professor Tiki disappeared from the dig site and was never seen alive again. I can see why. At the same time you fell down here, one of the sandy cave walls collapsed and injured Carter. Because of the danger, further excavations were banned for 10 years while safety plans were developed. When the site reopened, Tiki's skeleton was discovered right where you're standing now. This part's creepy. The ghost of the professor is said to haunt the wreck and also to follow artifacts from the site. People have claimed to see that the figure of a woman sitting on the floor in front of the items and sobbing loudly. That's so sad. Hopefully now that we know she died, her soul can be at peace. This path is resolved. Drop through the trap door to jump back to the time hub. Okay, so I died, and I chose my own adventure, and I died. Okay, that was... Okay, so that was the first... That was one of 39 endings. Alright, I'm sorry, but I have to do Archeologist again. Alright, we're back here where Carter tells us that we have gone through the dimension jump and become Tiki. I'm really curious if these are names that jGazMom made up or if they actually have historic significance. Oops, I almost went the wrong way. Instead of... Oh, God, I want to go back to the ship and see... So I want to see what happens if I put a bunch of sand in the chest, although I just realized that since I don't have my shovel anymore, I'm not going to be able to... I'm not actually going to be able to dig any more sand. Unless I do it by hand, which will be pretty boring for y'all. Gosh, I should have been more careful where I was standing. I can't believe... Okay, now that I know there is like... Okay, here's the... Oh! So this is the grid! Okay, let's take a look at this. This is a really cool thing. If you've ever been on a actual archaeological dig site, you know that they run string across the top of the dig site, and they break the dig site up into quadrants. Maybe quadrants isn't the right word, but into a grid, and so they can say like, okay, we found artifact tag 123 and grid site 678, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to dig a little bit here by hand, just let's see if anything else is buried. Oh, I lost the treasure map though. Oh well, I could reset the map, but I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to dig a bit by hand. I want to get maybe a stack of sand here and just see if that, if Tiki would have been more prosperous had she, you know, dug up some other stuff here. What would have happened? Okay, I just decided to go with 46 sand. Okay, so there's no hopper underneath it. That's what I was curious about. Alright, if I hadn't died there, I would have been done and come back to meet Carter. Oh. Okay. Wow, Rick, what did you do? Get stuck in a padded cell? Izzy says that records show that the professor had some kind of psychotic breakdown. She ran from the ship screaming and violently knocking over several other archaeologists. Izzy doesn't know the outcome of the rest of the dig, but she says the professor spent the rest of her life in and out of psychiatric hospitals. That's really depressing. Maybe the next jump will end better. Huh, so both of the paths going to the ship ended in death. This is like a choose-your-own adventure, and I'll tell you why. Because each of these paths is a very short little story, and if you held your thumb in the right page of the book and you chose a wrong choice, you could easily go back and remake your choices again at any time. So in this case, I'm going back this way, because I haven't been on this side of the dig. And I think this might be the last... Oh, there's so many choices here. Thanks for your valuable insight, Professor. I've left some notes on the platform for you so you can see what the others think. Naturally, you should form your own opinion. I'll wait for you at the tent on the other side of the platform. Again, look at this. Multicolored wood. 3 different colored wood just on this platform alone. And we'll be able to look down at the boat from up here. Gosh, it looks like an archaeological site. Wait, is this? No, I don't know where this is. Lucas's notes. After examining the visible lower hull of the ship and noting the large scrapes along the wood, I must admit I believe the evidence shows the ship was purposely dragged into the cave, presumably by its crewmen. The ground radar did show indications of a riverbed nearby underneath the sand. I have no idea why they would have moved it here, however. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is like Barton's notes. The ship appears largely intact with minor damage. While we cannot test the wood in the field for sodium levels, I think it is safe to say the ship is part of some wreck. Perhaps it was pushed so far into the cave as a result of strong winds from a large storm or hurricane. It's an amazing find either way. Okay. We got a cool looking house down there. And jGazMom, while she was building this, she did vlog videos, but she really didn't give too much away. Okay, so there's 2 more parts to this excavation. Matthew's notes. I've taken a very close look at the wooden joints of the ship. I've also examined some wood remnants in the excavated portion of what we believe to have been a village. They are so similar in size and quality of workmanship, I'm convinced they're made by the same craftsmen. Therefore, I opine that the villagers built the ship inside the cave for some unknown reason and were never able to use it successfully. Were they building an airship? Okay. Whoa. Oh my gosh, I was literally not paying attention where I was walking and I bumped into the railing. Okay. The lore in this is really nice. Here we go. Okay. Oh my gosh, more choices. So, what do you think, Professor? I personally don't know what to think. Important evidence. The ground in front of the cave is smooth. The house remnants are made of similar wood as the ship. There's only minor damage to the ship's hull. The walls of the cave are made of very hard stone. Do I think the ship was pushed into the cave by a hurricane, the ship was made in the cave by villagers, or the ship was dragged into the cave by crewmen? Oh my gosh. And there's absolutely no indication of what one I should pick. Well, I'll tell you what, I honestly felt like this one appealed to me on some level, even though I have a feeling this is actually the right answer. So let's go with my gut. And I have some disappointing news about Professor Tiki. Her paper, in which she purported that the villagers built the ship in the cave, never passed peer review. Apparently, she never noticed that the ship's wood, though similar looking to the wood in the village, was a type not native to the area. News of this blunder got around, and the professor was mocked by the larger archaeological community. She retired soon after and died 20 years later in poverty. That's kind of sad. Don't worry, Rick. I'm sure you tried your best. Okay, so far, I've killed the professor twice, and now I've made her the laughingstock of her community. I'm on a roll. So I really feel like if the ship was actually pushed by a hurricane, it might have had more damage to it, but they kind of stressed that the damage was only minor. So I feel like it's got to be the other possibility. I keep warping back through time because I really want this. Like, I thought I was actually just going to play one of these and stop, but I really want this character to have a good... And plus, although this sounds so implausible, the hurricane, that it's probably is true, but I think it's this one. Occam's razor and all that. I really want a good outcome on this character. Good news! Rick, looks like the professor hit the jackpot. Tests confirmed that the wood from the ship was from the lands far from here. Also, further excavation of the cave revealed deep grooves in the ground from dragging. 3 years from now, the site will determine that the ship is actually the famous Blood Moon, a long-lost pirate ship. Some treasure was found scattered throughout the village ruins, and it is believed that the crew either settled here or joined an existing community. I wonder if the Blood Moon will be the pirate ship in the other time jump. Actually, that'd be awesome. Well, I guess it's nice to think that some pirates turn their lives around. Okay, so we are going to celebrate because we actually got a positive ending for Professor Tiki. Interestingly enough, I didn't find any way... I saw Secret Room number 4 through one of the bad endings, and I didn't find any way to get to it. 2 deaths, 1 disgrace, 1 positive end. And this was recorded on March 22nd, 2015. Alright, so which of these... I guess I'm locked into female path. So I'm either going to do the princess or the pirate next. So leave a comment in this video. Would you rather see me next do the time travel of the princess or the pirate?